Want to grow your email list? This is the video for you. We're going to be talking about how to 10x your email list with a lead magnet funnel that is going to be transformative for your business. Hey, I'm Gemma Bonham-Carter. I help entrepreneurs create, launch, and scale online course-based businesses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I love dishing on tips and strategy and how-to for course creators and coaches and entrepreneurs just like you. So today I want to talk about one of my favorite things, which is email marketing. If I could marry email marketing, I would. I feel like a huge portion of the success of my business is thanks to really concentrating on growing my email list with incredibly engaged audience members and writing great emails. And by focusing on those two things, I have built an email list of over 20,000 people. And it's kind of like this security blanket for me in my business, where I know that if at a moment's notice, everything were to go up in flames and I needed to make money for my business tomorrow, because I have that engaged email list, I could. I could put an offer out there and make money tomorrow. And that's a really nice feeling, especially as an entrepreneur. So I want to talk today about lead magnets and about creating a funnel for your email. So number one, what even is a lead magnet? If you're not quite sure, basically a lead magnet is just a free thing. It's like a gift that you are giving your audience in exchange for them to sign up for your email list. Because let's be honest, why is anyone going to want to sign up for our list if we're not really incentivizing them in some way, right? When's the last time you signed up, you subscribed, you handed over your precious email address so that you can get more stuff in your inbox, right? Which none of us need, without getting something in return. So that was never, probably, right? You got a guide or a coupon code or a free video class or something in exchange for that email. So if you're sitting and wanting to create a lead magnet for your business, basically you want to think about what is going to be the most enticing kind of juicy thing that people are going to want to put their hand up and hand over their email address for it. You want to make it really enticing. No boring lead magnets allowed, and really put yourself into the shoes of your ideal audience and ask yourself, what is it that would be an easy yes for them to say yes to handing over their email address? So make it that good. Now, if you are a coach, a course creator, an influencer, an entrepreneur in one of those spaces, here are the lead magnets that I have found both with myself and my clients and students to be the most successful. Really, any kind of PDF guide, checklist, things like that, as long as it's not boring, as long as it's hugely valuable and useful, those still perform really well. Quizzes are a really fun tool to use as a lead magnet. I've linked to my favorite quiz software below. It's called Interact. A masterclass, a free workshop, any kind of free video series, those continue to perform really well. And actually, so do audio series. I've had a couple of clients do it's almost like it's a private podcast or an audio training series where you drop in your email address and you say, get 5 or 6 audio episodes of something. That's been working kind of well. Challenges like a 3-day or 5-day challenge still work well. For me, in my own business, I kind of stick with PDFs, PDF guides, and a masterclass. Those are the two that have worked the best for me. So you create whatever lead magnet you think is going to be killer for your business. Now we need to actually promote the lead magnet. Let's talk about that for a minute before we hop into the funnel piece. So yeah, okay, you've created the great lead magnet. Now what do you do in order to actually get people signing up for it? Well, there are a lot of things that you can do. I'm going to name a bunch of things. I don't want you to feel like you need to do all of these, okay? I would rather that you pick 2 or 3, go deep and focus on them, but I'm going to give you a smorgasbord of options. So number 1 is any groups that you happen to be in already. So that might be Facebook groups or, often it's Facebook groups, but maybe maybe there are other social media or platforms that you're on where you're in groups. If you can post your lead magnet in there without being spammy, like if you're coming from a place of value and telling people that you've just created this amazing new thing, and if they want it, here's the link, that can be a really great way of growing your email list. Obviously, post it on your social media, right? Whatever social media channels you have that you're using for your business, I want you to be talking about your lead magnet all over the place. So let's say you use Instagram. From time to time, I want it in those captions, right? At the very bottom of the caption, you can say, it could be on the bottom literally of every post. If you wanted it to be, it would just be like, you could reuse the same line all the time of like, have you snagged your copy of blah, blah, blah? If not, head here and you can include the link. Obviously, we know the links aren't clickable, but it's still going to remind people about that awesome free thing that you have. And if they haven't grabbed it yet, they're going to head to your link in bio and they're going to snag it. I want you to mention it on Instagram stories, right? You could even have some images that are promoting the lead magnet that you use very regularly in your stories. Like after a normal, say, set of stories, you just add the carousel. And even if you don't have the swipe up feature, get them to go to the link in bio. Anytime you're mentioned, like if you're doing a video on Instagram or whatever, mention the lead magnet. I think often what happens is people create the lead magnet, they talk about it once, and then they forget to keep mentioning it. But we have to remember on our social media, there are new people following us every single day, and they haven't heard of us talking about it before, right? So it needs to be said again and again and again. Repetition is your friend, okay? Pinterest is another great place. Create some beautiful pins, pin it to Pinterest that promote your lead magnet. And when they click on the pin, it takes them either to the landing page for your lead magnet directly or to a blog post that has the lead magnet embedded in it, right? So that brings me to blog posts. If you write blog posts or articles, even if you were to say write like 10 or 12 cornerstone articles for your website that are going to do well on Google, it's like good search terms, whatever, that are valuable articles that lead them to want to sign up for that freebie, and put it in right at the top, maybe midway through and at the bottom of the article, places to opt into your lead magnet. That's an incredibly like long-term good move for you and your business to grow your email list. When I first started GemmaBonham-Carter.com, my business, that was all I did. I wrote articles and I used Pinterest. I didn't even have an Instagram account at that time. And I grew my base audience just from those two platforms. So they feel old school, but they still work. The other thing you can do, let's say you have a podcast or a YouTube channel, be mentioning your lead magnet at the top of your episodes and at the end of your episodes. Remind people to go and get them and make sure the links are easy to be found, right? With those pieces of content. If you're going to appear on other people's podcasts or like do interviews of any kind or any kind of press, I want you mentioning the lead magnet. Don't just say, hey, come follow me over at Gemma.Bonham-Carter on Instagram. No, I want to say to people, hey, I've got this sweet free resource, head to blah, blah, blah URL to snag it, right? Because then I'm getting them on my email list. That is so much more valuable than just getting a new follow on Instagram, where maybe they'll follow me and they'll never actually see my content again because of the damn algorithm, right? The other thing you can do in that vein is like do swaps with people. If you can start to really connect with other people who have your same target audience, you can say to them like, hey, I will promote your lead magnet if you could promote mine to your audience. And you can do a bit of a swap. I love that mechanism for free like traffic to our lead magnet. And then obviously you can run ads. If you want to get into the whole Facebook and Instagram ads thing, go for it and run ads to your lead magnet. So there are a whole bunch of ideas about how to grow your email list using that lead magnet. Now let's talk about the lead magnet funnel. So what does that mean? Basically, it means that we want to create an experience for people when they sign up to our email list so that they get to know us, right? We don't want to just like deliver this lead magnet and then make an assumption that those people are just going to be so blown away by the lead magnet that they're going to stay on our list forever and ever. No, we need to like court them and win them over. It's like, imagine you welcome someone into your home, they'd never been there before, and then you just left them at the front door. Like you just walked away. No, that would be so rude, right? We're not just going to walk away. I want you to give them the tour. I want you to introduce yourself. So for this lead magnet funnel, let's say I like a length of somewhere in like the 4 to 6 email range. That feels really good to me. And it's what we've done with a lot of my students and clients. So email 1, that's delivering the lead magnet. Give them the thing that they signed up for. Done. Next email is like, hey, hang on a second. We don't really know each other. So let me introduce myself and tell you a little bit about myself and my business and what I'm all about. So it's like a little bit of your background story, but also like what you do for people. We want to make sure we need to be making the case for like why they want to stick around. So then in those next couple of emails, I love a mixture of like story. So it's really captivating and engaging and giving them a bit of a sense of like what you're all about, but also value. So if you can sneak in some really awesome like tips, lessons, other like free resources that you might have, put those in there. Don't make it overwhelming, but if you can think about like, okay, how can I give that person a really awesome quick win? Well, that's going to really win them over into wanting to stay on your list, right? If I sign up for your list and I get the thing that I wanted, and then we introduce ourselves and you're telling me a bit about you, and I think that's cool and fun, and I'm starting to be intrigued. And then in email 3 or email 4, you give me some other really awesome tool or resource that I go ahead and start using. Boy, oh boy, I am definitely feeling like it was a win to sign up to your email list, right? And I'm way more likely to stick around. So after like say email 4, that's when you want to start, if you have some kind of paid offer or service or product, that's when we can start mentioning those things. We don't want to sell right away. We want to wait a couple of emails in. So now you don't need to do this in a super pushy way, but now it's like, okay, just so you know, here's how you can work with me and make it really clear. And maybe you use 2 different emails to do that, like to start pitching your offers or your services. Maybe it's also like, you could have some client testimonials on there, right? And let's say after like email 6, when you've like fully done your pitch and stuff, well, now they're going to come out of that funnel and they're just going to be your regular email list subscribers. And I would love for you to be sending a weekly email to your list. That is like, honestly, will become the bread and butter of your business if you can get really consistent with sending a great email and concentrate on always growing your list. It's a slow and steady game. This is not going to happen overnight, but imagine where you could be 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, if you started doing it today, right? And so that's what I want you to do. Start sending those weekly newsletters, weekly emails. I mean, it can be bi-weekly if you want, but I love weekly. And because people then don't forget about you. And once you start doing that, those subscribers just come onto that list, and then you're just always growing your list from there. Is that making sense? The lead magnet funnel. I want you to sit down and put it into place in the next like week in your business, so it's done, and then concentrate on just growing that list. So I have some resources that I think you might love. Number 1 is if you're like, okay, Gemma, that all sounds great, but like you're telling me to now send a weekly email and I haven't done that yet. And I don't know what to write about every week. And that's feeling overwhelming. No problem. I have a really affordable offer. It's called 52 Prompts. Link to it right here. And with 52 Prompts, what we do is we hand over a year of email topic ideas for you that are designed specifically for coaches, content creators, and course creators. Okay. So if you fall in, or service providers, if you fall into that like umbrella, it's not for e-commerce. It's not for boutique owners. It's not for those types of businesses. It's for the ones that I mentioned, course creation, coaches, etc. We give you a year basically of email prompts and topics that are so good. This is not like, hey, it's like Valentine's Day, write about something you love. No, those are boring. These topics are going to encourage you to write story-based value emails that your subscribers are going to love. So head on down and grab 52 Prompts if you haven't got it already. It's only $27. We get notes from people every single day telling us how much it has saved their bacon with sending emails to their list. The second thing I have for you is our rapid list building guide. So this is a freebie. This is a lead magnet and you can sign up for it below. And what I did was I asked, it was about 20 other leading experts, people who are absolute top of their field in the like coaching and digital marketing space. And I asked them, what's your number 1 strategy for growing your email list? What has worked better than anything else? They answered, I put it all into this report. So you can grab their answers, including mine, what my answer to that is, in the free list building guide that I've linked to below. And then resource number 3, if you are someone who is interested in creating and launching your very first online course or group program, if you, let's say you're a service provider, you're ready to go from one-to-one to one-to-many, or if you're just ready to add that new revenue stream to your business, I have a free 60-minute class that is banging. There are so many good tips and strategies and tools that I'm delivering in that class. This is not like 25 minutes of me talking about my story. No, this is an hour of action-packed info. Like, come with your journal and your pen because you're going to take a lot of notes. So the link to that is below. It's called Course Class, totally free. You can sign up for it and watch it on demand at your pleasure. That is it for me in this video. I want to know from you below what you're doing right now to grow your email list. Tell me that. And I also want to know, what's your lead magnet? Curious to know what lead magnet you're using. What's working with your business? All right, that's it for me. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. Feel free to binge all the other videos on my channel. I have so many good ones meant specifically for digital entrepreneurs and course creators. I will see you next time.